Hello, welcome back. In this video, I am going to create a sortable grid component that is reusable component. By the end of this sortable grid tutorial, you should be able to create your own sortable custom grid component without consuming or without using any third-party components or the packages. Here, I can sort this grid data by just clicking on any other column, and the moment I click on this column, the grid data has been sorted out immediately by this particular column. Now let me click on age. The data has been sorted with age, and this is completely dynamic. You can use this component in any application, and all you just have to do is you just have to pass the input data and it creates the sortable grid for you. So let's start now. So here I have already created an application using Angular CLI, and I also integrated with Bootstrap. If you are not aware of how to create Angular project and how to integrate the Angular app with Bootstrap, please watch my Angular installation and using Bootstrap with Angular videos before watching this. Initially, I just added a header tag in my app component.html, and that's what we can see in the browser, sortable grid component creation. And now to create our grid component, we have to create the grid component using Angular CLI. So for that, we need to go to our command prompt. Let's stop the application, and to create this component, nggc grid is my component name. So now we have the component created in our application that you can see this in the inside app folder, inside the grid folder. So this is our component, grid component.ts file, and selector is app-grid. So we want to call this grid inside our app component so that it will be displayed in our UI. Let's do that. Now to show the grid, first of all we need to prepare the data for this grid so that we can send input to this particular component and our component gives the grid for us. So let's prepare the data in our app component.ts file. For that, I am going to create emp list as an array, and I am going to keep all my employee related data, that is nothing but the employee grid related data, into this emp list array. So this emp list have all the employees, and each employee is having the properties like name, salary, and joining date, age, title, and admin. So we have the data ready now, and we need to send this data to our grid component. So let's do that by using property binding. So let's go to app component.html, and inside our grid, let's create an input property, that is data is equal to emp list. So here we are passing the emp list from our app component.ts file to our app grid component, and here we are binding to data input property of grid component. So inside our grid component, we need to create input property with the name as data. So here we are creating the input property called data, and let's import this input decorator. So we have the input property as well in our grid component. Now we have got the data, and we are receiving the data from our app component to the grid component. Now let's go and add some HTML code so that we will be showing the grid. For that, we need to create a table, and before that, let me add few CSS classes to my grid component.css file so that we can see the UI in a better way. So these are the two classes that I am going to use. These are the custom classes that I have created for this grid, and I am also going to use the Bootstrap CSS classes which I have already installed in my application. So now we have the CSS classes ready, and now let's go and add some HTML code to our grid component.html so that we will see the grid. So let me copy the HTML code. So here I am having a div tag, and inside this div tag I have a table, and inside that table I have created a t head and t body, and inside this header I have created one tr row to display our header columns. So, and also if you observe, I am using few Bootstrap CSS classes called table responsive and also table border. These are the Bootstrap classes that I am going to use, and I have not created these Bootstrap classes. They are being coming from Bootstrap npm package. Now to show the header columns, we need to add th elements, and let's have a test column, and let's save all the files. And run the application using ngserve command and open the browser. There we go. We can see the test column with attractive header that is coming from the Bootstrap. But we want to have a dynamic grid, and we don't want to hard code the column headers or the column rows or the column data at all. So we want to bind the data dynamically, and that header columns are coming from the app component.ts file, that is the employee properties we want to show. So we want to show all these columns in our grid. So how do we get these employee properties from our employee data? So the employee data is being passed to our grid component to this data input property, and using this data property we are going to retrieve the properties of this employee object. To fetch the keys or the properties from the JSON object, we need to pass the JSON object to object.keys method. So we need to pass the JSON object. So here we have the list of employees, but we want to pass only one employee object. From that one employee object, we will be able to get the keys or the properties of the employee object. So I am going to pass the first employee object to this object.keys, that is this dot data of 0. 0 is the index of the object array. So we will be getting the first employee object, and this is being passed to object.keys method, and this method will give us the list of employee properties or the column headers. So we want to store that in our another variable called columns. So let's create the columns variable, that is nothing but list of strings, that is array of strings. So if you observe here, we are accessing the this dot data, that is input property, inside our ng on init. So according to the lifecycle events of the lifecycle hooks of the component, we can access the input properties of a component inside the ng on init. If you are not aware of what is lifecycle hooks of component, please watch my lifecycle hooks video before watching this. Now we have the columns into our columns variable. So let's bind these columns to the table. Let's go to grid component.html, and let's remove this hard coded header tag, and let's loop through these columns, and for each column we want to show an anchor tag, so that we will be having one underlined link for better UI. So and here we are binding the column value to this anchor tag. So let's save the files and open the browser. There we go. Here we can see the name as one column header, and salary as another column, and joining data as another column, and we can see all the columns are nothing but employee properties of the employee object. Okay, so binding of the columns is done, and now we have to bind the actual employee list data to this grid. Now similar to the columns, let's show the employees list also by looping the tr elements inside our t body. So to display the actual content, we will be looping inside our t body using the tr tags. Let's do that. So here we are looping through the data, which is nothing but the employee list that we are passing from our app component.html to our input property of the grid. Okay, and if you see here, I have also created an isEven template input variable to know that whether the particular row is even or odd. So this is the boolean variable that I will be getting from this even keyword, and based on this keyword I am making sure that the CSS class for the even rows and CSS class for odd rows are different by using this class binding. So if the isEven is true, I am binding one separate class, and if the isEven is false, I am binding table secondary bootstrap class to my particular row. So, and also here row is nothing but each employee object. For each iteration, the row template input variable will have that particular employee object. So to access the employee object properties, I am going to use this row template input variable. Now for each employee object, we again have to loop through the columns of this employee object, or nothing but the properties of employee object, so that we can display each employee property in each row. So let's loop through these columns again for this td elements. So inside this each tr element, so I am looping through this td elements again, and here I am looping through the columns. So for every row, that is for every employee object, we are again looping through these columns, and we are showing the data as row of this column name. So for this, for the first iteration, we will get the first employee object in our row, and we are having first column as name. So first employee object of name will be displayed in the first row, first column, and so on, so that we will be displaying all the grid by end of this tr loop and td loop. Let's save the file and open the browser. There we go. So our dynamic grid is ready, but few things are not done yet. If you see the joining date, we have the joining date format is not readable at all. So in real time, we don't want to see this kind of format for our joining date or the date formats. So we want to see the small date formats based on our requirement. So here we want to change this date format before displaying in our grid. That we will be doing now. Let's go to code, and if you see here inside our app component.ts file, the data types of each property are different. For name it is a string, and for salary it is a number, and for the joining date it is a data, and for isAdmin it is a boolean. So we have different data types, and even in future also, as it is a reusable component, we need to make sure that the type of column or the property is date or not. So in that case, we might not be having this joining date in a third column itself. So we need to make sure that whatever we are doing is a dynamic way. So let's go to our grid component.html. So I am removing this td for loop, and I will replace this with ng container. So here I am doing this looping for the ng container instead of doing to the td elements. We will come to know that shortly. And inside this, for every loop, that is for every column, we want to know the type of that particular column, that is the data type of that particular value. So to do that, we will be having ng if condition, so that based on that if condition, we will be displaying the data format of that particular column value. So let's add ng if condition to the td element now. Let me add that td element. So inside this td element we are showing the column value as it is. So to this td element we want to add the ng if condition, and inside this td if condition we want to check if the type of this particular column is date or not. So let's do that. Ng if is equal to, I am going to pass this column value to one function called isDate, and if isDate is true, then I want to display this column in a proper date format, otherwise I want to use some other format. So let's first go and add this isDate method in our TypeScript file, that is gridComponent.ts file. So let's add that method here. So this method is checking that if that value dot get month, so is a function. So for date object we will be having get method, get month method. So that is why we are checking if the value, the object of this particular column cell is having the get method, get month function, then it is a date object. So in that case it will pass true as a return value, otherwise it will pass the false as a return value. Let's save this ts file and let's go to component.html file. So if the type is object type is date, we want to show the date in a proper format. For that we are going to use the date pipe and we are going to display the short date format in our UI. So let's do that. Let's save the files. And also one more thing is, here if the particular column object is date, then only we will be showing this td element. But what if the type of object is not date? So in that case we will not be showing any td element. We are not going to add any td element. Let's check that in the browser. So if you see here, for the name, as it is not a date, we have not added the name column content, and same for the salary and age and title and admin. We have only added the content for date, and if you see the date here, it is in a nice format, the short date format. So now let's go and add the else condition as well. So if the particular type is not a date object, we want to show the normal format of the content. So for that we are going to use this else condition. Else we want to show the normal content that we are going to place in the else block. So for that we also need to create the else block that we can create using ng template. So let's quickly add that. So here in our ng template we have given the template reference name as else block, and we are going to use this else block in our ng if else condition. So in a normal case, that is a date case, it will show this formatted data using date pipe, and in all other cases it will show the data as it is. So here now if you observe here, we are applying ng for and ng if here. So in earlier case we were looping through these columns for the on top of td column only, but now if at all we want to apply this ng if condition as well, we will not be able to apply this ng if and ng for on the same element, that is td element. So that is the reason why we have moved our for loop to the top level, that is ng container level, and here inside this ng container for each loop we are checking the data type of this particular object. So that is the reason why we have moved this to ng container. So let's save the file and open the browser. There we go. Now all our data is coming properly, and we are also formatting our joining date. So now we are good with everything except the sorting of these columns, and that we will be doing in our next video. So please subscribe to this channel so that you will receive the technical video updates. Thanks for watching. That's it for today.